West Lafayette Purdue basketball has entered one of its more transformative off-seasons of the past few years. The pieces remain or are on their way in for the Boilermakers to contend for another top 4 finish in the Big Ten Conference. When I put out a call for mailbag questions, most of them centered on exactly how those pieces will fit together in 2018-19. Question: several queries concern Purdue's potential rotation and the balance of minutes in 2018-19. I assume that Nojel, Carsen, Cline, Boudreaux, and Haarms will start. Who is the bench for any of those spots other Haarms? Someone else asked for a starting 5 and 6th man to start the season and the same to end the season, assuming they would change. How many realistic minutes does Aaron Wheeler see with the addition of Evan Boudreaux? Answer: I'm not 100% on board with that presumptive starting 5 above. It's not out of the realm of possibility that Carsen Edwards takes a lead guard role running the point next season. Assuming the starting lineup does take this form, I still think Edwards may be the second option bringing the ball up. That's obviously a fluid situation as Purdue continues to look for grad transfer ball handling help in the backcourt. Also, Purdue could be more versatile overall next season. Eric Hunter and Sasha Stefanovic join Cline in that presumptive 3-man guard rotation. However, the staff loves Wheeler's athletic upside long-term. If he can handle minutes at the 3 and 4 defensively, Matt Painter suddenly has a lot of lineup flexibility. That would also give Wheeler the potential to play starters minutes off the bench by moving between a couple of spots. But again, that may be getting ahead of things a bit. I would encourage everyone to look at this team less in terms of those classic 5 positions and more in terms of getting the best players on the floor as much as possible in whatever configuration. There's a lot of time between now and the end of October to figure that out. Q: Is Jaquil Taylor definitely returning for a 5th season? A: Taylor may be able to successfully petition for a 6th season, actually. It's my understanding that process would not begin until after the coming season, but Painter has previously said he feels the reserve center's case is a strong one. Taylor received a medical hardship waiver as a freshman for a lingering injury from high school, then missed another entire season due to injury. Taylor graduates in May, but a couple of weeks ago in Boston he said he plans to come back. He showed enough in the summer and while filling in for Haas in the tournament that Purdue can see a role for him assuming, as always, his health cooperates. However, Haarms is clearly established as the top option at the 5, and Purdue is bringing in 2 more big men in Trevion Williams and Emmanuel Daona. And the Boilermakers will keep recruiting some pretty good big men in future classes. If Taylor decided to seek a different opportunity as a grad transfer, I don't think there would be any hard feelings. It seems to be completely his choice and, really, they're both good options. Q: Who needs to make the biggest leap of improvement in the off-season to have the greatest overall impact on the team? Not sure I would use the term leap, but I'll say Nojel Eastern. However, he's already made much of that necessary improvement. The freshman clearly played with more confidence down the stretch, attacking the basket with that 6'6", 220-pound frame against which other point guards have no chance. He and Haarms both need to get on the Isaac Haas free throw plan this summer, especially because their respective styles of play ensure they'll spend a lot of time at the line in coming years. If Eastern's jump shot improves as well, he can grow into an invaluable player comfortable in multiple roles. Purdue can do some really interesting things with him on the block, and his defensive ceiling is high. Q: When there are 4 guys who like each other and are seniors, or 3 guys like Echuan, JJ, Hummel, does it make it hard to have a leader on the court? Raphael emerged as the leader that everyone recognizes. Did we lack that one voice this year? Will one of the returning guys have leadership qualities? A: I don't think having one voice is as important as having a unified voice throughout the team, at the risk of resorting to coach speak. Dakota Mathias played with a sort of collected intensity that served the team well. P.J. Thompson, too. Perhaps no one had the charisma of Raphael Davis, but Matthias and Vincent Edwards were also better all-around basketball players. That has value. Purdue returns players such as Haarms and Carsen Edwards who can energize a team with their play and their on-court emotion. Eastern possesses some natural vocal leadership skills. However, as it stands today, who are this team's captains, based on more than seniority? Going back 4 years now, Purdue has seen players step up as early as their sophomore season and lay claim to that title. This is a big summer for accountability and filling that leadership void. Boudreaux, entering his 4th year of college, probably needs to be an immediate factor here even though he doesn't arrive on campus until June. That's not easy, but we've seen players such as John Octius and Spike Albrecht come in late and make fast impressions. From watching Villanova and West Virginia up close, I also think this team needs a dose of the right kind of nastiness on the court. It's a fine line to walk sometimes. Caleb Swanigan was born for that role. Brian Cardinal, Chris Kramer, etc. With that in mind, Haarms' personality will be more important than ever next season. Q. How is Isaac Haas' injury affecting his pro chances? A. By all accounts last week's surgery went well. Now Haas begins the rehab process with an eye on being back on the court at the end of the summer. Does this hurt his chances to showcase himself for NBA teams? Sure, though he helped himself a bit by going through that process last summer. Assuming he experiences no complications, I'd still set his baseline at a long and potentially lucrative career overseas. Remember, this was sort of a freak injury. Haas was as durable as they came over 4 tough years in the paint. I expect more of the same going forward. Q. I saw we offered a 5-star big man in I think the 2020 class. Are there any other 5 stars we have any shot with between then and 2018 class? Even a prayer? For example, I know Romeo Langford hasn't committed and Purdue doesn't seem to be on his list, but we did have a really good season and maybe we have a shot now. No on Romeo. The 5-star offer referenced went to Maryland center Hunter Dickinson. Purdue is known to be recruiting a couple of players who are 5 stars on the 24/7 Sports composite rankings, Fort Wayne North wing Kyan Brooks and La Lumiere big man Isaiah Stewart. However, remember that list of 5 stars is only 25 deep, and they're being recruited by about 100 programs each. Also remember Michigan and Loyola didn't need any of them to have pretty great seasons followed by a pretty great March. Finally, remember that not everyone who is a 5-star coming in is a 5-star going out. The latter is much more important.